Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And if you see Alana looking left, right, it's because there's sheep everywhere. I don't know if you can actually see them in the background of the shot, you probably can't.
I hope you can, because yeah, they're everywhere. It's literally like my dream.
Yeah, so Alana's probably just going to run off and cuddle some sheep.
I'm just going to pet the sheep.
Hence why she's looking behind her.
Yeah, I'm just going to stand like this.
Anyway, the whole point of this video is we want to bring you along with the journey of the Yeti.
The Yeti.
One of the things I think we kind of lacked a bit with the Freelander 2 is just how much stuff we did on that car and didn't get any footage of whatsoever. And I think looking back, we kind of like, it's one of the things, it's awkward because sometimes you have to leave the car somewhere for like a week.
It's a shame that we've got nothing to almost track the progress it's made through its time with us overall, which is something we're definitely going to change when it comes to the Yeti. We're going to track, bring you guys along with us for everything. We're
going to try anyway.
It's probably going to get really annoying from your point of view, but hey ho.
But yeah, we just want to do this video starting off because ultimately the car is a complete blank canvas.
Yep.
There is obviously no work, it's completely standard, road going, that sort of thing. We know that the Yeti is capable off-road as is. But for us personally, we'd like to put a few bits on it to start with, just to give it a fighting chance that if the going gets tough, you know, the tough get going and all that. Yeah, like I say, we want to document, so we want to take the car basically. I want to use the tagline from on-road to off-road, even though it can technically off-road already. But
more capable off-road, I think you call it, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Well, that's the plan.
We're going to talk about some specs of this car.
Yep.
How many cylinders does it have?
4.
4 whole cylinders.
Hey, I got it right, didn't I?
What litre engine is it?
2 litre.
Hey.
This is like a quiz.
It is, isn't it? How many brake horses does it have?
170 horses.
And for those of you that don't know, obviously
170 sheep power.
170 sheep power. For those of you that don't know, is the 170 brake horsepower Yeti. I'm not sure if they're just quite rare or people just really keep hold of these cars, but I know when we were searching for this car, they were all either the 110, 140 or the green line, I think is the other version of the Yeti as well.
That's not a 4x4 anyway, is it?
No, I don't think so, but it has a slightly different engine.
There is a sheep getting really close to us right now.
How many torques does it have? Do you remember?
350.
Ding, ding, ding.
Did
Correct.
I get it right? Hey.
And as standard, these facts have all come from Parker's, by the way, so don't kill us if they're wrong. But yeah, I've dragged them off Parker's. 0 to 60, how many seconds?
8.2.
8.1.
Oh, I was close.
You were so close.
I was very close. But it's a nippy little car at the end of the day. I feel like Yetis are one of those cars you'd easily look at and go, oh God, that's just a typical slow, you know, it's typical slow Skoda. But it's a nippy little thing. We're quite surprised. It's brilliant.
Yes, and the top speed of it, I won't quiz you on this one because I'm not sure if you know.
I feel like it's like 130. Or something like that.
You're so close. 125 is a claimed top speed apparently.
You've got to give me that one.
So you're quite close.
I was talking about downhill with the wind behind you.
Oh, I love it. And it's also coupled up to a 6-speed box.
Yeah.
And the most important feature of this is obviously, like we said in reveal video, it's 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive.
And one of the things I just want to touch upon is the 4-wheel drive system is coupled up to the Haldex system. So that's where this car is so fantastic because it is so similar to the Freelander in certain respects in the fact that it's Haldex controlled. It has an approach angle of 19 whole degrees. So for those of you that don't know, it's obviously front end, 19 degrees approach angle, which obviously for,
this is meant to be.
For those of you that don't know, there is different specs of Yeti. This is the outdoor edition. So it comes with like this silver bit, which gives it a slightly better approach. And I was going to say departure angle. Departure angle. It's got like this silver bit at the back as well. So it's got a departure angle of 26.7 whole degrees as well.
How that compares to the Freelander?
I'm not sure, but actually that's pretty good. I would have thought, obviously.
I'd say that's good.
We're not 4x4 gurus at the end of the day.
We'll find out whether it's good or not when I'm stuck on something.
And obviously breakover angle of 19.6 degrees. And we're starting off with a ground clearance. Apparently we haven't measured this. We probably should have done.
Should we get a tape measure out?
But according to Parker's, the ground clearance is 180 millimeters, which, yeah.
That doesn't sound bad.
No, I was going to say, obviously it's no Freelander, but it was never designed to be. At the end of the day, most people that have got these are going to be families, that sort of thing. So ultimately, you don't want a high car for those people because it'll be a nightmare to get in and out 100%. Of it. 100%. The condition of the car, do you know what? We're going to start off with the inside of the car. The inside is literally
Immaculate.
showroom fresh. Would you
Not
say?
so much now I've had it, and it's, you know, got your normal day-to-day things in it.
You might even see, I don't know if the camera's going to be good enough, but there's like a high vis kind of bit through the middle. You can tell Alana's moved into it, that's for sure.
It's definitely been taking me to and from work.
So that it can do, yay.
Yes, big tick.
One of the big pros to this car that we couldn't believe our luck really, and it's such a small thing, but it makes our life so much easier. With the Freelander, the cigarette lighter socket in the front is on the ignition, so you can plug your dash cam into it, and it's perfectly fine because obviously when you turn the key off, dash cam goes off. With the Skodas, I think both the cigarette lighters, the one in the rear and the one in the front, they're both permanent live, aren't they? So plugging in a dash cam is fine, but you've got to remember it's going to be permanently running and draining your battery.
Why do cars, that went really high pitched then, didn't I? Why do cars have a permanent live cigarette lighter? Does anybody find that beneficial?
Maybe when you're camping, it's quite useful.
Yeah, maybe. I never thought about it until just then.
I'm sure you can leave things in the comments.
If anybody ever makes use of a permanent live cigarette lighter, do that. Let us know.
Let us know in the comments
I'm
section
actually
below.
intrigued now.
Yes, but yeah, what I was getting to.
Sorry.
It comes with a pre-wired USB cable, which I'm going to assume, we haven't traced it yet, but I'm going to assume it goes all the way to the fuse box and it's on the ignition. So as soon as we take the key out, dash cam goes off slightly afterwards. So
Genius.
yeah, that works out for us. Outside of the car, can I talk about the outside of the car, Alana?
You can talk about the outside of the car.
At the end of the day,
I'm not hiding anything. I didn't do anything, can I just say?
No, Alana.
Not yet.
Not yet, she hasn't done anything. It's not quite showroom fresh, as
Much
to say.
to my advantage.
On
I'm
the outside.
glad of that.
But for 62,000, the only things that I think are wrong with it is I've got noted down, I think this is about the grand total, is the headlight has a little scrape. I think the little bumper area almost looks like a small wall or something has been run into. And I think there's some marks down the back end of the car somewhere.
Ironically, opposite corners.
Yes.
But somebody's had a bit of a history with it, but you know, that's life. It happens.
It just seems to me like small wall, dark, nighttime, someone's just pushed up against it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like impact damage or anything like that. It's just literally some graze marks, which I'm probably sure I've inserted over the top of my face. The mechanicals, we're going to start off with the good bits. How many owners? One previous owner. One previous owner.
And then me, obviously.
So for all its life, and then obviously Alana.
Yeah.
How many miles does it have on the clock? I'm not after exact, by the way.
62.
62.
Well, it's technically 61,000 when we picked it up. It ticked over to 62 on the drive back.
Yes.
Just to be exact.
So we're at 62,000 miles, which, do you know what? I think
For a,
that's...
what, 10-year-old car nearly?
Yeah.
Well, 10-year-old at the start of next year, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty low mileage in the grand scheme of things. I just nearly wobbled over my own feet, sorry.
The one good thing is, I'd say that's the perfect miles for this car, because another thing you may not know, it comes with a DPF on it, but it doesn't come with AdBlue, so it's Euro 5.
Which the newer Yetis did come with AdBlue, which we were trying to avoid.
Yes, but one of the good things about it is the fact of this car's had a good lifestyle in the fact of it's done decent amount of miles, keep everything lubricated up. It's not just sat there and things have perished over the years that it's been on the road. So I'd say that's pretty spot on as far as miles go.
Yeah.
One of the great things that I look through the service history, I've noted down a big document of what it's had and what it hasn't had, easy for me to say. Oil and filter changes.
Every single year, literally on the dot. Literally, the guy that used to own this car, he was one of them. Literally every January or whatever it was, oil, like basically your normal service at your normal garage, like what most people do at the end of the day.
Yep, literally he tied it in with the MOT.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure without fail, it's always had the oil and filters done on it.
It has.
Hi sheep.
It's getting closer again. Can I bet that sheep?
I'm pretty sure, I think it classes reasonable air and cabin filters done on it.
Yeah.
Skoda have some, what I'd consider some a bit bizarre length of service things. Like I think the air filter can go for something like 6 years or something like that.
A lot of manufacturers do weird things like that now, don't they?
Yeah, obviously we're going to be using it as what they'd class as arduous conditions, I think it's labelled as. So we'll be changing them sort of things yearly like we do with the Freelander too.
I think we would anyway, even if it was just a road car, ironically.
Well, yeah, that is true. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of miles just in the UK and you're not near a dusty area and that sort of thing, they can, like air filters and that can go for a long time. You don't need to change them. It's had a new battery put onto it, which has saved us a few quid back in 2023, well, the middle of 2023.
Yeah.
Had a headlight adjust, it's had a couple of miscellaneous things for its life. Headlamp adjuster replaced, also a new heater motor, so we'll be kept nice, toasty and warm, hopefully.
I'll be glad of that when we're finished doing this video, because it's quite chilly.
And a big win, the biggest win of all. And Alana's looking at me going, what's this big win that we've had? It had the gearbox oil change at the start of this year.
Yes.
It was one of the things I was very happy with. So
one thing we don't need to think about.
Yes.
Again. Yay.
So that's a big win, because that's a bit of a costly one. It's not too bad, but
it's just an annoying one, isn't it, at the end of the day?
We're being open and honest, because that's why we want to take you along with the journey, so you know what the state of the car is in right now.
Yeah.
The not so good bits. It's had...
Can we ignore these bits? I'm just gonna la 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 la.
When we were buying this car, we thumbed through the paperwork as you do, and we see that it had the timing belt changed, didn't think nothing of it. Upon further inspection, it might have, I'm gonna say this, but it might have been done. I'm not sure if it's had the water pump changed. Who would change the timing belt?
And not the water pump.
And not the water pump. The only reason why I say that is because the invoice come with 1 litre of coolant being changed, and the timing belt almost looked like timing belt kit. No, it didn't have timing belt kit. It looked like the price was just for the timing belt itself. So yeah, I'm a bit dubious. So that's something we might end up having to do, which is
just
a bit
on
annoying.
The safe side at some point.
Exactly, because no one wants a failed water pump at the end of the day, because that's your engine
Bye-bye
gone.
engine. And I quite like this engine. It's quite nice.
It doesn't matter how good your timing belt is.
No.
If the water pump goes, that's less than
even
ideal.
more sheeps coming over this side.
Right, brake fluid.
Sorry.
Well, potentially, obviously, there could be lost paperwork, couldn't there?
Yeah, you never know when you buy a used car what's missing and all of that, or even just what's not been documented.
Exactly. So, but with the paperwork, we've got to go off the paperwork that we've got, and there's quite a lot that comes with it, which is nice. The brake fluid apparently might have been last done at February 2018. If you see this video and you're the previous owner of this car, you saw the...
You're not necessarily going to know, because you can't even go by the plate anymore, can you?
But I was about to say, if you go back to the reveal video
Good point.
and you see the number plate and it's your car, feel free to get in touch with us.
Yeah, let us know when it actually got done.
Yes, but yeah, brake fluid last done February 2018 possibly, so that's well overdue being done.
That's 6 years ago.
Exactly.
Oh, I have to get my fingers out.
Some of the bits that obviously you just don't expect to get done unless you've had a car owned by an enthusiast. I don't know if we'd class ourselves as enthusiasts or just very particular, but...
No comment.
I used to call it the angle drive, but I think it's officially called the bevel box. And for those of you that don't know, it basically switches the drive 90 degrees. So you've got the drive coming across the front here. There's a box in the middle, which rotates it 90 degrees. So it sends it down to the back of the car. Clever little system.
This is the point you'll see me not having a clue.
Really clever little system, because basically I'm assuming they can keep the setup of the front wheel drive car, bolt this box in, change maybe just the drive shaft, because it's going to be slightly different length now. And then that way it's 4-wheel drive. They can then stick the gubbins at the back, jobs are good. This is something that isn't even documented by what I've seen on my researching, even on the forums. I'm worried that the Yeti potentially could be going down the same sort of route as the Freelander 2, in the fact of they're filled for life, and obviously a lot of people don't realise there's oil that needs to be done in them. And I'm worried that potentially all these Yetis in 5-10 years time will start having failed bevel boxes, that sort of thing. So that's something we want to get on top of. Also rear diff oil, like I say, 62,000 miles. The oil could be good for about 100,000 miles.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But
potentially.
Who knows? But
we just want to be, like, it's done 62,000, probably a fantastic time to get it changed. Might elongate the life of all these components by a good few years, or 50,000
miles. Anyway,
miles.
Wouldn't you? Fresh oil kind of is always a bonus, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Haldex, that's another thing.
Yeah, doesn't look like it's been serviced. The dealer we brought it from said that he had it serviced. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just going all the way over there apparently. The dealer we brought it from said that it had been serviced, but he wasn't particularly sure as to whether the filter in it gets serviced as well, or whether it just literally has the oil changed. So it's something we've already got it booked in, ready to be serviced at the start of next year.
One thing is, I just want to jump in there, because there's going to be people that are really down with their Yetis potentially, but Alana said Haldex filter. Because it's a 2015 car.
Slapped wrist for me,
exactly.
Sorry.
Slapped wrist, Alana. I don't think the Haldex actually has a filter. I think it just has a screen in front of the pump.
Apologies.
The Gen 4
I'm thinking of the Freelander, aren't I?
The Gen 3 4 Haldex, that has a filter and the screen.
Yeah.
A lot of the times the filter will get changed, but people don't check the screen in front of the motor. So as much as they've got oil changed and stuff like that and the filter changed, in front of the motor's all still blocked up. Whereas this, they've slimmed down, well, they've changed the design ever so slightly, so they've now just got the screen. The other thing, aux belt changed with the timing belt. That is a good thing, thumbs up, but I'm not sure, is there a tensioner? I'm assuming there's a tensioner within.
It'd have to be a tensioner, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so if there's a tensioner involved, I didn't see a tensioner included in the invoice. So potentially that's something for us to keep an ear out for. We know that tensioners after a certain period of year get noisy.
At least they don't tend to just fail, do they? It should give some warning, hopefully, if there is going to be a problem with it.
I'm sure someone out there will say, yes, they do fail, because they're probably 1 out of a million
more than likely,
where their tensioner's probably shattered.
Ordinarily, though.
Exactly. And a couple of really, really minor points just to get on top of. Wheel alignment, don't look like there's anything like that been done, but you were saying? I
think it tracks in a straight line. It's that typical thing, flat road, you can let go of the steering wheel, obviously safely, not just randomly, and it keeps going straight, which I'd say is a bonus when it comes to wheel alignment. And at the end of the day, the tyres aren't wearing exceptionally weirdly, which otherwise, if the wheel alignment is out, you're going to notice on your tyres, aren't you, at the end of the day?
And one thing that's a bit diva-ish, let's face it, but it is good to keep it working, aircon.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like that's been potentially maintained.
Open to perception.
From some of the videos I've seen, I don't know if it's people being over dramatic, but they tend to describe the aircon on a Skoda as Skoda as icy cold. And I don't know, we had the aircon on, bearing in mind it's not summer.
No.
And I'd say it works. It's producing cold air, but I wouldn't describe it as icy cold. No. So potentially that needs
regassing, servicing, whatever you do with aircon.
Well, yeah, aircon people do airconage.
Yeah, to make it do aircon.
Yep. And onto my last prompt card, and I'm worded this in a specific way because I want to add a little bit of tension. So hopefully Alana don't go too far and just kind of.
I just realised what you're going to say.
Release everything out there.
Lips are sealed.
But we've got a couple of modifications. I hate the word mods. I don't know why I said it. It's because I've wrote it down on my card. We've got a couple of mods.
Is that because you can't spell modification?
Yes. So well, it's not mods. That. It wouldn't fit on my prompt card.
Let's be fair. Yeah, fair enough. I'll let you off. You should have written smaller.
Exactly. Start writing like an ant.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of modifications.
Sorry, that tickled me, that did. I just had visions of you writing it really small and be like, I can't see what it says.
Exactly. I'll be like that.
Exactly.
We've got a couple of modifications already on order.
Yes.
Keep your eyes peeled to the channel for them.
It's been an expensive week, should we call it?
Yes.
So worth it though.
Yeah. When they arrive, we're not even sure. We've ordered them. We're just kind of waiting.
Yeah. So why are things always on back order when you don't want them to be?
Exactly.
But hey ho, yes.
Alana turned around and said
excited dance.
That we have got it booked in towards the end of
January.
Keep your eyes peeled for that video because it is going somewhere special.
Yes.
It's not going to take a genius to work out where it's going.
No, but we're not going to say where it is. If you can guess it, fair enough.
Yes, but it's going to be really cool. Yes. I'm really excited. I never thought I'd be excited for this car to have work done.
I'm really excited. I feel like literally I can't even speak. In my head, I have good mental things as to what this car will become. Reality, who knows what it will become, but literally in my head it's going to be a little beast.
Yes, and like I said, I've said it in the previous video, and
I've just done a little happy wibble, and I know full well you're going to chop it out and you're going to make it, so I'm just stood here doing this.
I won't do that.
Sorry, that tickled me, that did.
I'm not handing out my begging bowl or anything like that, but if anyone obviously can help with any bits on the car.
I am. No, not really.
Obviously, we're going to be limited by financials because as much as we've got adverts at the start and
have you not seen that money tree at the end of our garden? Yeah. It's literally, whew.
So obviously these things are going to come in stages, and we've spent far more than what we expected to already.
We've already, within the first 6 months of owning this car, we'll have already done a lot more than what we did on the Freelander within the 6 months of the Freelander. Yep. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting little journey.
Alana's been saying a lot of YOLO.
I have been saying a lot of YOLO. YOLO. I live by that motto, which is terrible, but at the same time,
what does it mean?
you only live once.
There you go.
And Scott despairs of me for it because I'm very much if I want something, God, this is going to sound really stuck up. If I want something, generally speaking, I'll buy it. Obviously, if I'm in the position to be able to, I'm not, you know, I'm an idiot.
When we get to 80-year-old, right, we're going to be brass sick and...
Yeah, but we'll have lived a bloody fun life. That's the thing though, it's the same with the Freelander. This is the same as the Freelander in that respect. The places it can take you and just the people you meet from the journey of these cars. And I'm sure the Yeti will be no different. It's so worth it.
Yes, and I think one of the things
really
we've learned
is.
in life, without going too deep into it, this video getting too morbid, we've learned one of the big things is
Life's short.
life's short, live it now.
Yeah, 100%.
Live it now, because ultimately it's all right saying pension this, pension that. Like I said, we're probably going to be broke and all that jazz when we get there.
But we'll have a couple of really cool cars. Because let's be realistic, we'll be like 80-year-old, right? And we'll still have both the Yeti and the Freelander at that point. They'll be classic at that point, but you know, they'll probably be rusty as hell, but hey.
But yeah, at the end of the day, we're living our life right
Yes.
now, which I know some of you is going to see as really stupid and really foolish and that sort of
we
thing.
are stupid, but at the same time, we're not that stupid. We are sensible at the same time, can I just say?
And we want to create memories.
I don't know who I'm trying to convince.
So yeah, we're at a great age.
We are.
So why not, sort of
Yeah.
thing. And you guys can obviously come along with it.
Yes.
And then when it goes wrong, you haven't got
And you can laugh at us.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry when it goes wrong,
No,
let's face
exactly not.
it. Just to finish off
I'm going to start waving at the cyclists when they're like riding past and looking at us. So if I start waving, it's because I'm just waving at cyclists.
it's going to somewhere special. I
Yes.
covered that.
Oh yeah, we went off on a tangent there, didn't
Very
we?
much so. Apologies for the length of this video.
Blame him. It's his fault.
The reason it's going somewhere special is ultimately, first off the bat, is to get the brake fluid done. Obviously,
Yep.
stopping's key.
Howdex.
Howdex is going to get serviced.
Yep.
And the one thing that if you're watching this from anything Yeti related, don't just take your car to someone that goes, oh, I can change your Howdex fluid for you, because I've seen plenty of stories, Alana might have seen them on Facebook, where they've actually drained the rear diff because the drain bits are very close to each other for the Howdex and the rear diff. They've drained the rear diff, stuck Howdex fluid in the rear diff, customers disappeared, and lo and behold, the rear diff has seized up. So it's one
Less
thing,
than ideal.
take it to someone
that knows what they're doing.
Yes, and hopefully with these YouTube videos, we'll give you an idea that whether or not you use the contacts, I don't know, it's the wrong word to say, but the contacts that we've used,
Yeah.
it's much like with a Freelander 2, we use muddy mods for a lot of our work.
Yeah.
So, and you know you're safe as houses with them.
100%.
But yeah, it's getting the brake fluid done, Howdex serviced, and it's also getting another modification done while it's there.
3 things in the next couple of months that will
Yes.
straight away be coming your way, this way,
Your way.
whatever, your way
Way's
with
probably
this car,
Yes,
which is super exciting.
exactly. And
I've done far too many little happy dances.
You have. All but it being well, I think I've said this at the top of the video, we know this Yeti is capable as
Yes.
it is. We know wholeheartedly that it can do off-roading, all that sort of thing.
People
as it
say
is.
you can do it, like you can take them off-road on road tyres, but we straight away kind of just want it to be not your standard Yeti, which at the end of the day is why we're not going to go crazy with it in standard form. Plus equally, at the end of the day, we've got to be sensible because it is the thing that gets me to and from work
Yes.
every day. There's no point me going to get it stuck in the middle of like a, I don't know, green lane in completely standard form in the middle of winter and doing God knows how much damage, you know. I might as well give it a fighting chance in a slightly modified form.
At the end of the day, if we take
Slightly, very slightly.
if we take this off-road as it is, if it accomplishes it, do you know what? Great, we're going to look like almost heroes.
Yes.
If it doesn't accomplish it, and we're making a video to say we took this Yeti Green Lane in standard roam form and we got stuck, I can see the comments already on YouTube saying, why have you taken it on half-worn road tyres? I don't even think they're mud and snow.
I was going to say, the tyres that are on it, they couldn't be further from being off-road tyres if they tried. The tyres are absolutely fine on road, but you just know full well off-road, they're not going to be particularly great.
No, but all being well, if everything works in the way we hope it, which let's face it, it's not going to.
It will, I have faith, it will.
It never does. Maybe late December, maybe festive period, we might fit it up.
It'd be good if we can get a few little, just little green lanes
Yes.
in, hopefully.
Just to show
Hopefully.
that, look, we are taking it off-road. It's not just an on-road vehicle.
We are doing it at the worst possible time of year, because ultimately, December time, that's when the weather notoriously gets particularly not great, shall we call it.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
But who knows, maybe someone will see this video and say, do you know what, I know of a few light lanes, that sort of thing.
We do know of a few that
Yeah.
we can take it on as it is, to be fair. So yeah, hopefully, time and everything being well, that will
Exactly.
be our plan.
Fingers crossed. So yeah, like I put on this card, providing surface conditions
Yeah.
permit, because ultimately we don't want to take this, as much as we want to take this off-roading, we don't want to do damage to the countryside any more than there needs to be.
We don't want to damage the green lanes, we don't want to damage the car at the end of the day.
That's it for this video. It's like I say, it's so you guys, we're trying to be as open and honest about this car as possible. It's a fantastic car.
It really is.
We're really enjoying it. Alana's used it like all the time for work.
Yeah.
I've just had a bit of a drive around in it today.
Absolutely love it.
The amount of people, can I just say thank you to everyone that's
Yes.
commented on previous videos. Literally everyone's turned around saying they've either had a Yeti and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, or they know somebody that has.
Yep.
I literally, when we put the reveal video out there, I didn't know what to expect anybody to say.
No.
In response to that video, just because it's not an undone thing, because people have done things with Yetis in the past, but it's not as common as
No.
your Freelanders, your Discos, all of that. So it's amazing just how many people have got good things to say about Yetis, which it's just nice at the end of the day, you know, like the Freelander too. You know, you always like hearing good feedback of the car that you've brought.
And as Alana said, that this sort of thing has been done before, but the thing is, we're doing it in our way, which is going to be ever so slightly different. Obviously, it's a newer car, it's facelift version, not the pre-facelift, and we're going to do it similar to the Freelander. You might not have realised, because we haven't really made the message clear, but we want to modify it to a point that it's still perfectly fine to use on road day to day.
And you haven't got any concerns about, oh, will it go through an MOT and all those things, because at the end of the day, to use a car on the road, it needs to go through an MOT.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, our Freelander 2 is not the most modified Freelander 2 out there, and we never expect it to be, and we never aim for it to be.
No.
We want to put nice modifications on it that work. That's the most important thing. That
Anything
also
functional.
that help it off road.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that we want to do with this. Ultimately, like Alana has said a couple of times, she's got to get to and from work. We've got to do the shopping, that sort of thing. We've still got the Freelander, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we want both cars to be practical. Like if we want to take this on holiday, we want to be able to use it and not end up going down the road going, the tyres are annoying, or whatever it might be on the car that we've fitted on it. But yeah, that's everything for this video.
It is.
Hopefully we haven't waffled on for too long.
You've waffled on for a long time.
A little bit. Thank you very much for watching this video.
Yes.
Thank you very much for liking this video if you have.
Do all of those fun things down there.
If you haven't, stick a like in it. And do you know what? If I was you, I would subscribe to this channel, because we're going to keep pushing this content as much as we physically can. Keep making it for you guys, and
100%.
now's a fantastic time to subscribe
It really
to the
is.
channel.
It's an exciting time.
Yes, we're excited.
exciting.
Hopefully one or two of you guys out there and girls
will also be excited.
Yes. So
don't just, guys could go either way, to be fair.
yeah,
We'll
that is
stick
true.
with guys.
Yes.
Oh
Right.
dear, the sheep are in the middle of the road, so a car can't get past. They're just looking at it.
Before Alana gets too distracted by the sheep, I'm going to say goodbye, and
I'll say
Alana's
goodbye as well.
going to wait. Are you going to splat the camera?
Oh, I've got to splat the camera, haven't I?
Yes. So I'm going to wave awkwardly while Alana works out how she's going to splat the camera. And splat.
Splat. Nope. Splat.